Hi everyone, I'm Dia Thomas, and I want to start out by genuinely thanking each and every one of you for watching, participating, sharing, engaging in this event. And thank Michelle DeKaiser. You've done a phenomenal job, and it's been so amazing and inspiring and uplifting to hear all of your stories and connect. It's been really special. So today I will be talking about balancing your masculine and feminine energies with a focus on your feminine energy, how to heal it, how to honor it, and how to utilize it more. We are in a society right now that where women for far too long have been caught up in a cycle of this relentless activity, feeling like they constantly have to be doing, performing, and hustling to achieve success. While this approach can yield impressive results and get you places, get things done in the short term, it can, in the long term, lead to burnout, chronic health issues, and mental health challenges such as depression and anxiety, and even, worse mental health conditions. So I'm not sure if any of you have experienced burnout or have been dealing with chronic health issues. I know I have, and I'm going to share a little bit of my story and how I realized that my health conditions that I've developed now in life, and I am in my 30s, are a result of me living in my masculine energy much too heavily throughout my life. And I never gave myself time to balance and rest and heal and receive and slow down, which is embracing your feminine energy. So I grew up in an area that in Washington, D.C., where my peers, the environment I was in, it was very fast paced, a lot of success, a lot of pressure to succeed and be the best, that type of thing. So from a very young age, I remember even before high school, I was already worrying and kind of like trying to learn how to play the viola, which is like a small violin for those of you who don't know. But and I've been riding and competing in equestrian jumping for many years, and I was competing every weekend in various places around the country. That required a lot of discipline, a lot of work. On top of that, I was studying to get the best grades that I could, take all the advanced AP classes I could in high school to get the best grades and look the best for when I applied to colleges, to get into, the best colleges. And that takes a lot of masculine energy. That's a lot of doing, a lot of studying, pushing yourself to study and pushing yourself, if you remember the SATs, to prepare for those. And on top of that, I have struggled with, as strange as this is going to sound to some people, a running addiction, excuse me. Since I was about 13 or 14, I've been running every day. And it got to the point where I remember in college, I was sometimes running 2 or 3 times a day, like 18 or so miles. I would like lose count, which is really, really, it's healthy to exercise your body and run, but to that extent, it's especially running, there's a lot of impact. That's really not good for your body. But that, running every day and pushing yourself that much, it's great, it's healthy in some ways, but that's an example of something that requires masculine energy. So you're going, you're hustling. So fast forward to, my late 20s, I was just standing around my house with my family, and all of a sudden I was in so much pain in my hip area. I'd never felt anything like it, but I assumed, being a runner and an athlete, that it was just really bad sciatica, because it's not like I fell or got into a car accident, but I was in this incredible amount of pain. Eventually, even though I thought it was sciatica, it reached a pain level where I needed to go to the ER. And when I went, I got a CT scan. The doctors come back looking very perplexed, and they're like, "You said you had no trauma, no car accident, etc., but your hip all the way through your femur is severely broken, and we're going to admit you right now for emergency surgery. And so I basically developed osteoporosis at a very young age, which is incredibly rare. It's like a degenerative bone disease. From just overdoing it my entire life, just been particularly overrunning and not ever giving my body that break, that rest. So the universe basically was like, okay, your hip's gonna break, and you're gonna be forced to stop running and look inward a little bit and slow down, because when you break your hip, you have to have major surgery, and that also entails a major recovery where you're not able to get out of bed for a long time and all of this. So, and that led to 3 more huge hip surgeries. And currently I have 5 broken vertebrae in my back that I'm having to do a lot of work with professionals to heal. So that's an example of my body physically telling, like, giving out, because I had lived in my masculine energy for far too long. And I have learned and am learning now that I need to slow down and let myself rest and receive and relax. And that, in my opinion and my experience, letting yourself slow down, relax, and just be still is in some ways just as challenging as, action items, or, gathering up the courage and really hustling and doing and accomplishing. So yeah, that's a little bit of my story. I went from a very corporate job in the defense sector, like government contracting, to now I am a certified Reiki master practitioner, energy channeler, coach, and teacher, as well as a small business marketing consultant. And so, yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about how we can prevent or heal our burnout or these mental health issues or physical health issues, and learning the importance of balancing both masculine and feminine energies. Whether you're a man, a woman, your sexual, how you identify, so if you're, trans or gay, whatever it may be, regardless, everyone needs a balance of masculine and feminine energy. So if you're ready to break free from the habit of overworking, and you want to reduce stress and reconnect with yourself, reignite your zest for life, learn to heal, honor, and balance both of these energies, embracing this concept will be a game changer. So learning to heal and embrace your feminine energy will serve as your guide to embracing a more sustainable and fulfilling lifestyle. By learning to rest, receive, and flow with life, unlike what I've had been doing up until this point, you can achieve a balance filled with joy and pleasure, while also contributing to the healing of your relationships, the well-being of your family, children, friends, and the restoration of our planet, as we all kind of rise in this collective consciousness that's happening. Balancing masculine and feminine energies is a concept rooted in the idea that everyone, regardless of gender, like I said, possess both types of energies within them. These energies are not tied necessarily to traditional gender roles, but they rather represent different qualities and approaches to life. So I'm going to give some explanations about what energy entails, how they can be balanced, and their relation even to the chakra system, if you are familiar with that. So as I kind of touched on before with masculine energy, characteristics include qualities such as action, logic, structure, discipline, assertiveness. It's really, there's a lot of focus around doing, achieving, pushing forward. The energy kind of manifests in goal setting, problem solving, taking initiative, that's a big one, and being very focused and driven. For those of you who are familiar with the chakra system, typically the most masculine chakra is our solar plexus chakra, in addition to the root chakra, the throat chakra, and in some cases the crown. So feminine energy, just by contrast, is linked with qualities such as intuition, creativity, nurturing, receptivity, and flow, being soft, being able to slow down and receive. It really emphasizes being, feeling, and connecting, which I love. Connecting, that's what we're all doing here, right? We're connecting as women, and that's a beautiful way for all of us collectively to honor this feminine energy. So the energy shows up in ways such as being empathetic, fostering relationships, embracing your creativity and flow, allowing yourself to receive and rest, really embracing healing. It can also look like self-care, and like I said, just it's a real focus, and it's a challenge for most people who have been in burnout, living in so many years of their masculine energy, to just receive and rest, especially if you're a mother or caregiver, or you have a job that requires a lot of action or managing a lot of projects or people. It's hard to slow down and rest and receive without feeling guilty. A lot of us feel like we have to be doing constantly. So as far as the chakra system, the feminine energy resides primarily in the sacral chakra, which is also known as the womb chakra. It's the chakra correlated with creativity, intuition, flow, and associated with your reproductive organs. So it kind of makes sense that it would be a feminine chakra. Other feminine chakras also include the heart chakra and the third eye chakra. So, again, the sacral chakra and these other chakras really govern emotions, sensuality, creativity, love, compassion, and emotional balance. So really what this is all about is learning to balance your masculine and feminine and achieve this emotional balance. So balancing these energies will involve integrating both sets of qualities to create a harmonious, and fulfilling life. There are a lot of different ways to embrace your feminine energy, so I'm just going to go over some. Practicing mindfulness. So engaging in activities that promote presence and awareness, such as meditation or yoga, which can align your chakras, especially the heart and sacral chakras. Embracing creativity, whether it's art, music, that type of thing. Nurturing relationships and connecting with other like-minded people, showing others compassion, and really focusing on the meaning behind these relationships and things that are sacred to you. And again, resting and receiving, in my opinion, the hardest part. Making time for relaxation and being open to receiving help and support from others, which I definitely have struggled with myself. So I have some props that I'm going to show to give examples of how you can honor your feminine energy and slow down a little bit. So it's going to be different for everyone. For those of you into the spiritual side, maybe it's grabbing your favorite crystals and meditating with some rose quartz or some pinky amethyst. This is so pretty. I love it. Like I said, mindfulness practices. Maybe, this is a jade facial roller. Maybe it is embracing a self-care routine and, spending a little extra money on a facial moisturizer, some product that makes you feel good and that you encourages you to embrace a routine that you can stay consistent with every day. Something I have started doing, and I know a lot of you, including Michelle and I both actually have this deck. It's the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And, sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulty. Okay. So even just learning to pull cards for guidance and support from an oracle deck, or pulling guidance and support from your support system and community. My favorite way to heal, personally, being a Reiki practitioner and having a practice of my own, is, and I am also a massage therapist, um, you know, receiving massage, receiving Reiki, healing your body, healing your chakras. Some people do that with sound healing or music. This is a tuning fork. So, sound bowls, and, journaling. This is a gratitude journal. So these are all great ways to connect with your feminine energy, but really just acknowledging yourself and acknowledging how you really feel, not how society or those around you expect you to feel, but how do you really feel? What really speaks to your heart, and what message as a woman do you want to get out there by embracing both your masculine and feminine energies? How are you going to nurture yourself? And you can't really nurture others, your family, your friends, and live your best life, and nurture those relationships effectively unless you're nurturing yourself. For example, like my lack of being able to slow down my whole life and running so much, and what I kind of inadvertently did to my body led to a severe hip fracture. And so I had to suddenly go from working and taking care of other people and my family and all of that to, I was forced to have surgery. And, after surgery, it's like bed rest for a couple months. And my mom, I'm so grateful I had my family to help take care of me, but I was forced to slow down and receive help. And my mom had to help like shower me and do basic things. And that was really different for me, and it was such an adjustment, but it's such an eye opener. So it's really important to learn to slow down and just acknowledge yourself and acknowledge how you're really feeling. And the other thing is, do this all recognizing that it's healthy and necessary. Try to eliminate guilt from the equation. So, those are just a few examples of how to heal your feminine energy. Even going for a nice walk, doing some yoga to get flow going. I will say, like, very intense hot yoga is a little more, in my opinion, like masculine energy, because that is like, if you've done it, requires endurance and dedication and athleticism. But it still, just getting and moving your body. Like I said, going for walks, and I love to go for a walk and put in some nice music that just like lifts me up. This was a big thing for me. Like, God forbid I stopped working during the day for 10 minutes and took a nap. So like letting yourself take a nap, letting yourself sleep in one day, just things like that. And I'm new as getting into the massage therapy business, but now that I know about massage and I practice it and I receive massage, it's truly so healing physically and mentally. And it really showed me, oh, like this is a way to slow down. So whatever way works for you. If you're like me and your mind is very racy and you tend to be masculine oriented and action oriented, tough slowing down, you are not alone. And there are different ways to learn. You just have to reflect and, decide, how can you honor your body? How can you slow down? How can you reignite that passion in your soul? And at the same time, you can still be able to call on this masculine energy when you need to, get things done at work or do things for your family. But learning which energy is better to pull from at the time, masculine versus feminine, that's very crucial in staying balanced. So a lot of us really have been living in our masculine energy much too intensely and for far too long. So I encourage all of you to reflect on this and see if there's opportunity for you to find a better balance and, honor your feminine energy more and see what happens. See what happens if you just make a few changes and embrace a few activities that activate your feminine energy. I guarantee you'll see a difference and you'll start to feel more level-headed and clear-headed, in tune with yourself and compassionate and able to really step up your game in your masculine energy when you need to, because having that balance really enables you to go from masculine and feminine when you need to do so, and that's very important. So I just want to thank you all so very much, not only for listening to my talk, but also for participating in this amazing virtual event. I had such a great time helping Michelle with this event, and watching Michelle just orchestrate this, and watching all of you do your speeches and engage with each other, excuse me, has been amazing. So thank you so much, and I just want to include a free gift. I will put it in the comments, but it is a free 30-minute distance remote Reiki healing session, and I will also do a reading or assessment of your chakra system and where your imbalances and issues lie, and we can work on healing some of those. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding this topic, and if you are interested in receiving my free gift.